First text manipulation quick trick that I like to use with OS X is the ability to drag and drop any text selection to any application that you want. So for example, this is just a joke that I found by googling jokes. It's nothing in particular, it's just an example. If you drag a selection around this area here and you say, hey, I want to send this text to a friend of mine, you could right click, copy, and then open, Facebook or email or whatever. But you could just hold the mouse down for a second over the text selection so that it becomes a text element that you can pick up and move around, and drop it onto the mail application. They'll open up a new mail message and insert the text into it. So you can put their address in there and send them it. You can also Command Shift Y, and it'll open that text selection up in a new sticky notepad, so that you can keep it for later. You can also pick up that text selection and move it onto the desktop, and it becomes a new clipping so that you can open it at any time. And also by Apple and C, with the clipping open, that puts the text into the clipboard. So that's just a couple of ways that you can really manipulate large selections of text. The other way is individual words. You see, if you can imagine that this text was perhaps a new blog entry and you wanted to spell check something, obviously you could turn on spell checking and you would have an underline under something that was incorrectly spelt. But how about if you knew that you'd spelt the word correctly but you weren't quite sure if you'd used it in the right context? If you hold down Command, Control and D, any word that your mouse floats over will bring up a short dictionary definition of that particular word, that you can open up either in Dictionary, Thesaurus, or in the full-blown dictionary application, which takes just a second to open up, and that also has Wikipedia embedded into it, any mentions of that word on apple.com, and that's pretty cool too. So there are a number of things you can do with text selections other than just put them in the clipboard and sort of manually paste them into like a Google search box. So you don't really have to do it the long way around. One last trick that I would like to point out is that because of the unique way in which services work, like across the entire operating system, if you highlight any piece of text in any application built in the Cocoa programming framework, when that text is highlighted and you hit Shift, Command and L, it'll paste that selection into a new Google search query. And it doesn't just work in Safari, it also, it works in any application. So there's that the word that I had in the clipboard there, next. It works in TextEdit, Apple Shift L, next. It works in any application where you can highlight text, basically. And it's the equivalent of just right-clicking and saying, search with Google, but you can do it in any application. So there's a whole bunch of things you can do with text in OS X without having to just use the sort of traditional method of putting things into the clipboard. And it's always worth having a look in System Preferences, Language and Text, to see all of these other shortcuts that you can add for yourself. Oh, I'm sorry, I've actually come into the wrong control panel there. That's for a different tutorial. The control panel I actually wanted was keyboard. And in this new keyboard shortcuts panel, I say new, it's new to Snow Leopard, it's not new to, it's in the latest version of Snow Leopard. You get all of these hints at the side there of what the various keyboard shortcuts are for different, you can see there's the search with Google. You can also turn on search with Spotlight with Apple Shift and F. And you can define your own shortcut key by basically double clicking in this area here and then holding down the key combination that you want to add to that particular service that's available in the text section. So have a play around with that, and leave me your feedback in the comments below to let me know if I'm really not very good at this kind of thing, or if it's actually quite useful. And I think I've probably said enough now, so bye.